Hello, Blunt Truth, doing part 2 with the Columbia River Knife and Tool Lake Laredo full-size version, 3 1/4 inch blade, not the 2 3/4 blade one. I did some experimenting with my Benchmade nitrous striker on different pieces of wood. I've got a lot of different pieces of the wood that I use. You know, these, I got a whole bunch, you know, of course they wear out, you use them up. And I did find that some pieces of wood were easier to cut than others. Not a whole lot easier, but it did make a difference what piece of pine I used. So there's nothing I can really do about that. You can't be exactly scientific about the piece of wood. I'm not picking any wood with knots for my tests. I'm being choosy about no knots in the wood I use. Other than that, I can't. I mean, some of it's going to be a little harder than others. The cardboard is always consistently this 1/4 inch 2-ply heavy duty stuff. Cardboard's always the same. So that part of the test is more scientific, but the wood, it's more of a demonstration. You can't really compare one to another on different pieces of wood exactly. You know what I'm trying to say? This is sharp. I'll prove it anyway here. See? Pop. Clean. Sharp. Let's do some cardboard cutting. Takes a lot of effort, that's for sure. Really got to push, and I noticed right off the jimping on the handle right here is right where you're webbing there, the pressure point. But you know, remember, I'm stepping out of this is a gentleman's knife, not supposed to be used for hard use like wood and thick cardboard. But let's test the edge retention and see what she'll do. Really cutting in, so I'm going to throw on the old glove so I can get on with this, save my hand. Pocket clip doesn't seem to be a problem though. I didn't notice the pocket clip digging in. Cuts it clean, it just takes a lot of effort. I noticed that with all the deep hollow grinds. The more shallow hollow grinds do better on cardboard. It's just that wedge shape. Wedges in the cardboard and won't slice well. Let's do a quick little edge test of the 8CR13 MOV, the way CRKT does it. Yeah. Fine. Oh, a little bit. Little fibers there. Little loss right there. Yeah, a little loss. But you know, it's 8CR13. It's going to lose a little edge. Didn't really do a lot of cardboard though, so a little bit disappointing there. This is kind of a harder piece of wood than some of the others that I've used. It's so it might But that's not always the deciding factor, as you saw when I did the comparison with the butterfly versus spider. I used the same piece of wood, and one knife did a lot better than another with the same flat grind. So it isn't always about the wood, you know. A good knife will still do hard wood very well. It's not doing too bad. Taking off little chunks. You know what I'm having a problem with? The kind of square shape and very small grip. It kind of wants to turn around in my hand. It's hard to keep it straight with the material, the blade angled the way I want it. It wants to move and turn. So that's a little bit of a problem. Actually, quite a bit of a problem. See, I can't keep the blade angled right because of the grip. And I can't do pull cuts because the grip is so narrow. It just wants to turn around. It's hard to keep it just right under pressure. This is the wood I used on the with the D2 Benchmade. And this seems to be doing just about as well, actually. Probably because of the nice deep grind. They do better on wood, I notice. Okay. See if that killed the edge, or how much it killed. So, oh. A lot of fibers missed. Try it further up. No. See? Nope. We killed the edge. Under it, see? I don't know if you can see all the little fibers there. Little fibers sticking off. It's dull. Too dull to push cut paracord. Under a lot of pressure. Now see? Now you can see that. That was under a lot of pressure. It won't do it. Not really. Too many fibers. It's missing it. Probably still shave. Yeah, it still shaves. So it's not dull by most people's standards, but it lost some edge. It lost enough edge to not push cut paracord. But you know, it's still sharp as far as most people are concerned. So you know, it keeps an edge, not as well as a lot of steels. but it's still usably sharp. That's HCR 13, you know. Not a super steel. That's it. Review over. CRKT Lake Laredo, full size. I give it a thumb sideways. It's a little overpriced. If it was a little cheaper, it'd be a good deal. It's a little overpriced. I'd like to see it around 30 bucks, 35 at the most. Thank you. Bye.